Yes, people, welcome to Crime Daily. Birmingham-born cocaine smuggler snitched on his own wife, brother and mistress, making enemies with some of Britain's most notorious criminals. In the sewer systems of Britain's underworld, there are grasses, supergrasses, and then there is Michael. The latter's name is invariably preceded by a profanity. You will find no photographs of the Birmingham mobster, and for good reason. The former head of a criminal empire, so powerful it was simply known as the organisation, reportedly has a £4 million price tag on his head. That and constantly looking over his shoulder is the legacy of becoming a top informant. To Scotland Yard, he was known as Andrew Ridgely, a code name taken from chart toppers one. Michael is enmeshed in a life where extreme caution is needed. Michael, whose £107 million fortune had its stained foundation in drugs, money laundering and seedy massage parlours, was once asked by customs officers to write down the names of those who may do him harm. There were 14 names on that list, and the first was Mickey Pimpernel Green, the gangster, dubbed the criminal superstar. Details of Michael are hidden and hard to find. He is almost certainly no longer Michael. He is probably no longer in the UK, but it is intriguing to consider the silver-haired, unassuming gent you spotted at the supermarket checkout may be the former mob boss. Michael, who allegedly had links with Colombian cocaine cartels, the IRA and the Chicago Mafia, had good reason to become an entirely different person. He was Britain's most highly rated police informant, passing gold-plated details to MI5, Customs, the Inland Revenue and Police. And his network of contacts stretched to the very top of the criminal hierarchy. Solihull's John Goldfinger Palmer, a gangster killed in a 2015 professional hit, was rumoured to be an associate. One senior officer in the regional crime squad remarked, Michael was one of the best, if not the best informants ever, providing information against arguably some of the most notorious British criminals. The information led to 49 arrests, 34 convictions and the dismantling of 26 drugs gangs. It also led to the seizure of £49 million worth of drugs. Those he snitched on included his common-law wife, his brother and mistress. The incredible story of Michael, born Constantine Michael to Birmingham Greek Cypriots and trained in accountancy, is the stuff of big screen blockbusters and paperback bestsellers. It's full of hardcore criminality, money, violence and glamour. The bedrock of his vast wealth was money laundering. The gangster would collect cash for smuggled drugs, spirited into this country by motors with adapted fuel tanks and even a tour coach dubbed the Fun Bus. He then sent the money abroad to purchase more narcotics. To avoid the cash trail being uncovered, he was advised to recruit a bunch of pretty girls but not tell them what was going on. He duly signed up a group of pretty girls. Each one was oblivious to the amounts they were carrying or the illicit deals their boss was making. He specialised in high currency foreign notes. A single 1,000 Dutch guilder was worth £300, so the packets could be wafer thin. The glamorous couriers, paid £800 a trip, had no idea they were ferrying small fortunes mostly to Spain. Among them was former Page 3 girl Tracy Kirby, who believed she was working for a family-run bureau de change. She spent 2 years in Holloway prison before the drug charges were dropped in 2000. Tracy was another unwitting victim of Michael and wrote a book about the experience, The Model Prisoner. In 2003, she told Guardian reporter Tony Thompson, I was in bed when the police burst into my home and marched into my bedroom. I remember watching them all come in, trying to keep count and being amazed there were so many of them. The nearest one pulled out an identity card and flashed it at me. I am an officer of Customs and Excise and I am arresting you for conspiracy to smuggle Class A drugs. I couldn't help myself. I burst out laughing. All I could think was, you bunch of prats. You've gone and raided the wrong bloody house. Michael was a man wrestling with cocaine addiction and the powder made him sloppy. The pressure of living a double life as a leading figure in organised crime and an informant pushed him close to the edge. These two led heavy secrets proved a toxic, volatile cocktail. Coke also gave Michael a false sense of bravado. It made him unstable, and the mood swings were further fueled by his crumbling relationship with his partner Lynn. One courier recalled a heated domestic. He suddenly went berserk, shouting and screaming. I knew he and Lynn weren't getting on very well, and I thought it was because of them. He was saying she's no good, I'm gonna keep the kids and I'll get rid of her. I thought he was talking about divorce, but then he started saying, I'll have her shot, I've got no choice. If I don't do it, she'll grass me up. He had completely lost it, and all I could think was, grass him up over what? Michael believed the details he presented to the authorities would make his own criminal enterprises untouchable. That was his mistake, because he was not. Customs officers, oblivious to the links between their suspects and police, had staked out a warehouse in Hatfield, Hertfordshire, and monitored drug caches being unloaded from vehicles. On April 25th, they made their move, sweeping on Michael's 740 grand pile in Radlett. High and paranoid on coke, Michael believed he was being robbed and pointed a shotgun at the first man to burst through his door. He dropped the weapon when the intruder revealed his identity. In the £1 million mansion, customs discovered 800 grand in cash and documents that revealed between 1994 and 1998 a total of 110 kilos of cocaine and 19,000 kilos of cannabis had been smuggled into Britain. When customs realised the staggering financial scale of Michael's criminal activities, all deals were off. When Michael realised all deals were off, he talked and talked some more. His motivation is believed to have been an attempt to preserve the massage parlours that turned over 250 grand profits each year. The state could not turn a blind eye to what was, effectively, a burgeoning underworld empire. At Woolwich Crown Court in December 2001, Michael admitted conspiracy to import cocaine, a similar charge involving cannabis, and 3 conspiracies to launder the proceeds. He also pleaded guilty to possessing a firearm. The total worth of the drugs involved was 130 million. Judge Michael Carroll said, these conspiracies involve drugs of such quantity and value that the figures mentioned in the court beg a belief. Michael faced decades behind bars. He was sentenced to 6, but released hours after the court case due to the time he'd spent on remand. Worse than the jail time was the decision to lift reporting restrictions in place for 3 years that prevented details of Michael's undercover work being published. The measures taken to safeguard the supergrass underlined the threat he was living under. Machine gun-toting police officers stood guard at Woolwich Court. On the segregation wing at Belmarsh Maximum Security Prison, each meal was tested for poison. The Birmingham Mr. Big would forever be a haunted man. His time at the top had certainly come to an end. Before the fall, Michael had enjoyed a champagne lifestyle. 2 decades ago, The Guardian revealed the glitzy bash staged for his 40th birthday. The paper reported it was a lavish affair, even by the opulent standards of London's Dorchester Hotel. Celebrating his 40th birthday with endless supplies of vintage champagne and fine wines, Constantine Michael was toasted by about 50 guests who wished him health and happiness. The highlight was the unveiling of a cake made to reflect Michael's lifestyle. Alongside a bright red 40 were icing sugar copies of the 3 red mobile phones he always carried, his silver Porsche, the stacks of 50 notes that bulged in his wallet, and the silk-cut cigarettes he constantly smoked. One partygoer said, Michael loved it and we all thought it was a great joke at the time, but with hindsight you feel a bit stupid for not having worked out what was really going on. It was something of an open secret that he and common law wife Lynn were raking it in from the seedy saunas and massage parlours. Publicly, he ran the thriving Bureau de Change business that dealt in large sums of foreign currency. Only those very close to the mobster knew of his links with drug cartels abroad, and not even Lynn knew about the tip-off service he provided to the authorities. Daily Mirror crime writer Jeff Edwards succinctly summed up Michael's lot following his Woolwich court case. Michael, 43, will now be celebrating Christmas abroad at a secret location with a new identity. Wife Lynn, given a suspended jail term after also helping the authorities, will disappear with him. They have 2 sons aged 9 and 12. Wherever Michael goes, he will be looking over his shoulder. Gangland chiefs were already offering more than 1 million to have him whacked before he could testify. Those words were echoed by Judge Carroll, who described Michael as a marked man, and the risk to his safety would remain indefinitely. So yeah, crime don't pay in the long run, and you can't tell to get your way out of it neither, so think carefully about what you do. Like, comment, subscribe, yeah, check back for more. Peace.